The Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development, National Disaster Management and Meteorological Services is mandated to establish an integrated rural development structure at the divisional level to effectively manage the coordination and implementation of development in Fiji's rural and maritime sector. In doing so, the Ministry is responsible for the establishment of divisional development boards, provincial development boards, and the district advisory councils, which are the consultative and planning forums for development in rural areas. The Ministry aligns its development programs to the intent of government to promote growth, reduce poverty, and address rural to urban drift through the provision of basic social amenities and incentives for increasing income from farming and marine resources. This approach will encourage the increased contribution of rural economies to the export sector by improving land utilization and infrastructure development, as well as encouraging domestic production for food, security, and import substitution. The Ministry is also the only government agency mandated by Cabinet for government roadshows, taking not only government but private sector services to rural communities. Additionally, the Ministry is also responsible for disaster risk management through the National Disaster Management Office, or NDMO, which is a secretariat to the National Disaster Management Council. Once a disaster is declared, the Permanent Secretary becomes the National Controller with the support of the 4 Divisional Commissioners as Divisional Controllers during times of disasters. The NDMO mission statement is that of a safe and secure Fiji. The NDMO facilitates, coordinates, and manages national disaster risk reduction and disaster management activities to enhance the provisions of a safer and secure Fiji. The organization prides itself with its work on achieving the targets of global agreements to which Fiji is signatory to, such as the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, Sustainable Development Goals, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. Finally, the Fiji Meteorological Services is the scientific arm of the Ministry that provides weather forecasts, warnings, and advisory services for Fiji and other Pacific Island countries. FMS is one of 6 regional specialized meteorological centers within the World Weather Watch program of the World Meteorological Organization. Its specialty is forecasting tropical cyclones south of the equator. The organization boasts its compliance to maintain, sustain, and develop Fiji's meteorological and hydrological observation networks to WMO, ICAO, and ISO standards. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development, National Disaster Management, and Meteorological Services.